Do they look familiar to you? If they do, it's because recent news are flooded with headlines about their cousins, the political frogs, a remarkable species. Unlike common frogs, they are quite helpless in feeding themselves, and instead, they rely on hopping around, then attaching themselves to a powerful host for sustenance. While these frogs are not exactly a newly discovered species, this is the very first time we have observed them hopping on this big a scale to seek out a new host. So far, 17 UMNO MPs have renounced their party membership. Most became independents who ditched the opposition efforts by pledging full support for Prime Minister Dr. Mahathir. 4 quickly joined the ranks of Pakatan Harapan after they defected. Amidst the mass defections, Dr. Mahathir's party Pribumi Bersatu Malaysia appeared to be the biggest winner, absorbing 3 out of the 4 MPs who joined his side. There are also talks that the Prime Minister himself is the one engineering all the defections from behind. When Sabah UMNO crumbled and its party leaders defected in droves, Dr. Mahathir denied all allegations that he had plotted the episode, although he did subsequently admit to have met these leaders a week before their defections. Days later, photos of these former Sabah UMNO leaders holding what appeared to be PPBM membership forms began to surface, further validating the concerns of Malaysians about an undemocratic culture of political leapfrogging. Ask yourselves this: in the months following Dr. Mahathir's re-ascension as Prime Minister, has the man done more for himself or for the people who voted him back in? Think about that for a moment. His first order of business as Prime Minister was to make sure that his cabinet was packed with his own party members. For a party that had performed rather poorly in GE14 and got carried into Putrajaya by his allies, Dr. Mahathir managed to appoint 5 of his own as full ministers. One of them, a 25-year-old who probably never held a full-time job before. Then, he went on to make a grand declaration at the United Nations General Assembly, promising to ratify all human rights conventions, which, you guessed it, triggered the whole ISED fiasco. Not only did he not stand by his words and campaign for the UN treaty, Dr. Mahathir actively sabotaged the efforts by spreading false information that the ratification of ISED requires an amendment to the federal constitution. By playing his cards right, he emerged looking like the good guy to both ends of the political divide. Add all these to the culture of leapfrogging he cultivated by welcoming party hoppers, and suddenly everything is indicating all he had done was to strengthen his position within his own coalition, to eventually making it difficult for his allies to replace him when his self-imposed 2 years limit is up. Can you agree with us for saying that Dr. Mahathir has done more for himself than for the people? If no, could you name for us some of the things he had done solely in the interest of the people? Comment your answers down below. And remember, the way forward is the way of checks and balances. We will see you next time.